Also here tonight, a Kroger store has been deep cleaned and 5 shoppers alerted after a Louisville woman broke her mandated quarantine by the court order and was arrested. Police tracked 37-year-old Kendra Burnett to the Kroger store by an ankle monitor, part of the fallout from the last time health officials say they couldn't get in touch with her. Tonight, Gabrielle Gagadis is live outside the Central Station Kroger, that's on 2nd Street, with the very latest on this arrest and reaction to it tonight.
Kendra Burnett was arrested leaving this store after she violated her quarantine court order. While officials thought an ankle bracelet was enough to keep her at home, in a controversial Facebook post, a paramedic said the arrest was overreaching. Robbie Smither is a board member of the Kentucky Board of Emergency Medical Services, and according to his Facebook, he's also a paramedic, part of the reason why some people were alarmed to see this public post yesterday. Smither shared our news story on the arrest of Kendra Burnett, saying, quote, "This is tyranny. I wish this lady would have used deadly force against these tyrants and then a jury nullify the case," end quote. When we checked today, the post was no longer there. The Board of Emergency Medical Services said in part, "Although we believe in the protection of freedom of speech, we do not condone speech or actions that promote violence or discrimination." But when we called him on the phone, Smithers said that was never his intent, saying, quote, "I believe people have the right to their own personal liberties. This is not a matter of anti-law enforcement. This is me as a citizen speaking in a public forum." He believes there is no due process in Burnett's case. The former Triton Oak Towers employee shared this public Facebook post on April 11th, an image appearing to show her foot wearing an ankle bracelet. While in custody yesterday, LMPD says Burnett kicked out the taillights and interior handle, causing damage. She was charged with 3 counts, including wanton endangerment and contempt of court. She is now released. The Jefferson County attorney says this is still an open investigation, but he seeks appropriate action when someone may be a danger to the community, especially during the time of emergency. A Kroger spokesperson said Burnett came in contact with 5 different people while shopping here. Again, the store team deep cleaned all areas, including door handles, check lanes, and bathrooms once she left the store. Reporting live outside Kroger, Sanaya Gabriel, WHAS 11 News.